I got to start on them.
All right, you're live.
Welcome, everybody, at the Glass Academy, where safety is first.
Safety first.
Safety
everybody.
first.
Hot class coming in.
Buddy, get your glasses on. Tonight's episode is about, does alcohol burn? And that was in, what type of beer was that again?
An amber.
An amber beer from the Michigan Room. And the answer is
A little
no.
first.
All right,
What's in the next glass?
We've got beer in this glass. Now it's warm. This glass has alcohol. Now we know from cooking that some types of alcohol will burn. But the question is, will this one burn?
What kind of alcohol is this, Bess?
This is vodka.
Ah.
Vodka.
Watch out.
And everyone's standing far back. Let's zoom in.
Whoa.
What?
It is on fire. It's flaming.
Oh, it is out of the cup. Yeah.
Cool.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Does alcohol burn?
That's a flaming glass of alcohol.
So the answer is yes.
It's like E.T.'s finger.
E.T. go home. All right, welcome everyone. You are here at the gathering point. Where lo and behold, we just like to do things silly.
That's still flaming.
It is.
All right.
Tonight's show is about the shot glass.
If the question was, will it burn?
The
What's
answer
the
was
answer? Maybe. That
Let's-
definitely burned.
Let's introduce you to the players. We got
Four-eyed Jacob.
perfect.
Pleasure.
Chris Nordine, he's going to be making the members piece. Joining us tonight for the first time ever on the show is Tabea.
There she is.
Welcome, welcome. We got Bess in the house doing our tech.
How are we putting the...
You saw Sarah.
Ah, and here's Michelle.
And
There's Sarah.
I'm Michelle. And tonight's show, we are having shot glasses, but they're used in many ways. And when I say shots, it's not always alcohol, because I'm going to show you some other things.
Yeah. We're going to be making some mini mugs. Still flaming over here, I see.
Can you?
I
Hard
do
to get
see
on
it.
camera. Oh, yeah.
I'm just going to do the old roll it away.
So we were debating
Out
if
of
the
sight, out of
glasses
mind.
were going to break from the heat, but the answer is no.
Oh yeah, look at that. It is still flaming.
That's super cool. I'm surprised the glass hasn't broken either.
That's
You
actually
guys,
really cool.
It's like a commercial break. You take everything and wheel it in the other room. It is still burning.
Just keep an eye on that, Bess.
Will do.
You guys, that is so crazy.
That's actually really cool.
Will you grab a piece of paper? Could you light a piece of paper on fire from the flame? Because it's hard to see.
So meanwhile, Chris has started up on the first piece of the show, folks. It's going to be a Loyalty League piece. We do have 3 or 4 new Loyalty League members that we're going to shout out later in the show, which is super exciting. Today's the last day of open enrollment for the Loyalty League membership. And,
We're listening.
yep,
It's hard to see the flame, so we're going to see if we can catch a piece of paper on fire.
Yep, we can.
that is definitely
Definitely
a flame.
flaming.
That was cool.
And here goes Chris. He's going to be going into an optic mold, it looks like. We are making miniature drinking vessels on tonight's show for all types of different things, you know, anything.
Well, I've got some special other types of shots we can talk about.
But this is the gathering point, folks, and these are going to be handmade all night long. This first piece is only made available to our Loyalty League subscribed members. And you've got that link if you are a Loyalty League member. So this is going to be an interesting one that Chris is whipping up. And you know what the plan is? He doesn't have any idea. But if you guys have questions throughout this process about what's going on, or if you have questions about Tabea's childhood or where she grew up or anything at all about Tabea, put it in the chat because we've got the answers. Yeah.
Was today the red shirt day and no one told us?
Doesn't guest star imply I'm not going to be back much?
Yes. That's the wrong term.
Unless we get a lot of action. If we get a lot
Chris's
of
mic
action,
is not
then
on.
we're gonna be back, just like when you were on the Love Boat that one time.
I haven't aged a day since.
I'm plugged in here. I'm going to reset it.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Maybe
Hello to everybody else's mic.
get the other mic and turn it on and just swap them.
All right, we got a handoff here. So we're doing this handmade glassware. We've got, Chris has this blue, which I know is an iridescent blue, and when he went into the mold, he then came by and chopped a lot of those straight ribs. This is a really texturous looking kind of orb right now.
So is it kind of how you do the pickle?
Similar to how the pickle was done, which the pieces from last week's show, the Glass Olympics, are going to be up for sale tonight, and we do have the winners of the Glass Olympics to be announced tonight on the show. Subscribe members saw the annealer reveal last week. They know who got this and who won it, and I don't want to spoil it until we do the big reveal, but it was a beautiful, beautiful Olympic show.
All right, so my microphone's on now, everybody.
That's great news. Looks like he's going into the gold, and he did tell me he had some sort of plan of making some sort of golden vine attached to this small bubble here.
All right, I'll take that from you, Jake.
Okay.
And I'm going to need you to stand by with the shears to cut this because I won't have a third arm to do it. So give me that.
Your
and I'm
third
gonna
arm
take
is
this.
Tabea.
Shears, Jake.
You have two assistants.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Yeah,
He
really
touched it to
good.
the bottom. He's wrapping this around the rod.
Cut it.
Cutting.
I got it.
Wow, the curly Q extendo.
And so the value of doing it that way versus an assistant?
What do you mean? Pretty much that's what I was wondering what you meant because I don't understand how an assistant could even do anything I was just doing. So what do you mean?
There you have it, ladies and
There
gentlemen.
you have it.
I was asking for a response from the critic over there.
Yeah.
I'm not
I'll-
a critic.
I'll take
I'm
a,
asking why you do it for the people.
Maurice, please.
For the
There's
people.
no other way to do it.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I can't. I don't understand what other way there could be done to do it. So, what do you mean?
I'm asking
I put it
you.
together like this, and I do it, and I spin it out, and it works good. If I don't do it that way, there's no other way to do it.
Tabea, welcome to
An
the live
assistant
show.
can't do it.
I'm asking you to explain.
You just saw it all live on camera. I don't even understand how an assistant can flip.
All right.
Flip.
On that note, the ornaments that were made last week. So we've
Aren't you
got
funny?
3
No,
that
we
are
use-
up
yeah.
for sale currently. I'll put the link in the comments. The 4th one is actually our giveaway for this week.
That's right.
Which is on the cart.
So if you didn't join us for last week's Glass Olympic show,
I'll take a gold big
one
strap
of
on
the
here.
3 challenges that we partook in, was the smallest moil, most beautiful ornament creation, and everybody did vote.
Can you heat that up for me, Jake? Thank you.
Everybody did vote on the People's Choice Award, most beautiful ornament. I forget who won that one, but the ornaments we mentioned after we went through and decided who won that competition, and the competition got completed, and the ornaments cooled down overnight, and we knew that they were successful, and the loops weren't broken, and they worked out correctly. We told you that we'd make those ornaments available here on the show. Can everybody hear that going on over there?
You're right.
You guys hear a bunch of fruit snacks getting ripped and torn apart into the microphone?
I
don't
can.
know, kids
I hear a
open
lot of crinkling.
I didn't realize. How do kids open
Beautiful.
those?
Bring it on
Chris
over.
won People's Choice, so that's the ornament we're giving away.
Beautiful,
color on
that's
there, or is it
right.
just
I've
clear?
got my
Clear.
recap from last week.
Yes.
Jake had won People's
Okay.
Choice for Raindrop.
That's right.
Matt had won People's Choice for Cup. For Raindrops, for Longest Raindrop, Jake won first place, Matt won second place, Chris won third place. For Smallest Moil, Matt won first place, Chris won second, Jake won third place. The only thing that we didn't have at that point was cup volume, which we have since calculated and we'll talk about in a little bit.
Yeah, I think maybe we do a little housekeeping after one of the pieces, and we'll just go right down the line and talk about each of those champion twist cups. It was really awesome. Great performance from everybody. So this is attempt number 2 that Chris is going in for the looper. He decided to do it a little bit differently by bringing over a bit that Tabea brought and then wrapping this with his right hand. And now that's a good looking curl.
There we go.
Allie says, how long has Tabea been blowing glass?
About 3.5 months at this point.
All right.
Pretty fresh to the shop, but she's watched us a bunch out at the Renaissance Festival and the live show and all over the place.
All
Taken
over.
dozen or so classes
Everywhere.
here over the years.
Yep. Making products, buying products, and we knew that she wanted to be involved. And so it's been about 3 months now that she's been kind of getting into, which pretty much everybody that's joined, at least in the hot shop side of things, is thrown into the hot shop with vigor.
I want to like have Roland do these images. A picture of Tabea getting
thrown
thrown
into
into
the
the glass shop.
I mean,
We need to have cartoons made of us again.
yeah.
Icarus says, did Jake get new glasses?
Me? No.
Just refreshers of some
I'll
old.
take a hot
Those
gather.
safety glasses
There
were
you go.
We're
new.
going to cut it right over here, and I'm going to squash it with the mold. So a little patty.
Connor says the alcohol has to be at least 151 proof to burn, so that's why the beer didn't burn.
And actually, I'm going to coat it
151
blue, so if
proof.
you want to hold this for me and give
That's
it a
what
little
I'm
bit of a
getting
heat
at. I
flash,
knew
it'd be
we'd-
perfect. Thank you.
Get some cool facts out of this. Is it still burning now?
No, I don't see a flame
So
anymore.
what was the proof of the vodka?
We can take a look at the bottle. Hold
Right
on one
behind you,
second.
Tabea.
So they swap pipes again. Chris is going into the blue chrome, and he's going to be dropping what he said was a little flat patty for this piece to sit on. Get one coat of blue, drips it onto the table. Nice.
Trade you.
Jake, you want to tell us where we have people watching from today?
Yeah, I can get a look. And let us know if you haven't already mentioned, folks. Let us know where you're watching from. Some familiar names in here.
We know it's summertime.
You want a new
coming
patty?
up. Beautiful weather outside. You might want to be outdoors,
Got it.
sitting on your patio, watching the gathering point.
That's right. We got Carrie in Connecticut. What up, Carrie? Carol, Donna, Beck. We did just see the Beck twins.
Yes, we did.
That was that Thursday.
I thought it was the weekend, no?
Maybe it was
Saturday.
Saturday. Who
Yeah.
It was
knows?
Saturday because they were my first bar customers.
Whoa.
That's right. Tabea was working the bar on Saturday.
What? All-purpose Tabea.
The twins walked in the front door. They're from Ohio. They've been watching the show for 4+ years.
The twins from Twinsburg.
From Twinsburg, that's right. And I believe they're not the only twins in Twinsburg. I think it's actually a twins town.
I think it's a thing.
Really?
It's a thing, yeah. So that's pretty cool, and it was great to see those guys. We got Annette Ellens from Chicago. Katie just loves watching glass being blown. Katie, we do too.
Heidi says, I haven't been on a lot lately, and I'm laughing at the shirt Chris is wearing. Is that a tire track from the bus?
Yes, that's right. And last week we actually had the bus award was brought out. Custom design, Sharon Watch made a bus award for Chris. Welcome, Hannah.
Where did the bus award go?
Not sure.
Got somehow back in my office. So
Over on the YT side, you guys, what's happening? We already got some likes on the feed over there. What up, Connor? Icarus. We got Carol on both sides. Allie's in the house.
Cassie
Casey.
says, happy to meet Tabea.
Cassie.
Hey.
Thanks,
That's
Mom.
right.
You guys have to, if
That's
it was
family.
Silent
paddle?
Sarah, what's Tabea's tag?
press.
What's a descriptive T word we could use for Tabea?
Terrific.
Talkative?
Talkative Tabea.
What's another one? Under pressure, I'm not good with words.
All right, I'll take a punty.
All right.
Throw some T.
It won't make
descriptive
sense yet, and
words
it's not a
in the
T, but
chat.
pterodactyl has been one in my past.
Pterodactyl.
Pterodactyl Tabea.
Jake would know why. I don't think anyone else here has heard it before. I have an involuntary screech, for lack of a better word, that I do.
That's right.
Oh.
So she's whipping up a punty, which she's been doing a lot of. That's the first thing you're usually a part of in the hot shop when you're learning glass blowing, and you pretty much have to have a punty to be making a lot of the products that we make. You know, it has to be flipped around. We want to open up the other side, the top side of this ridiculously curled up, crazy, like shot chalice that it is.
Do you think it will bounce like a spring?
I don't think it'll bounce like a spring.
Yeah, you got to really do those pretty thin.
Pretty darn thin, but in theory it could. Glass does become flexible, and some of our pieces over here, those twist cups, felt flexible when we pulled them out of the box. They were so lightweight and crazy. I'm gonna get this blue puck right here out of the way so it doesn't explode into anybody's eyeball.
The exploder.
Yeah.
Unlike the cup, which is not exploded yet, but it looks like it stopped flaming.
Yes.
No cups were harmed in the making of this starting of the show.
Thank goodness. So something else interesting technically to think about when we're making shot glasses, this is our streaming side of the shop, and we actually have a smaller hole back there. We've got a medium hole and an extra large hole on the other side of the studio. 4 different reheating chambers for different projects and various things. We're set up to do the stream like we do every Tuesday night here at this hole here with the equipment set up all
Is this
arranged
the
the way that
south
we
hole?
like it. This is the south hole. And it's a really large opening. It's kind of in between medium and a large hole, but to get a nice even line of heat on such a small cup top like that out of this hole takes a little bit more thought and a little bit more patience to get your heat built up to where you need it. If we had an opening that was just the size of the diameter of this cup, you'd be able to pick a really distinct line of heat to be able to open that up where you want it. So it's a challenging thing for us to work on a shot glass show with a larger hole like this, but don't mind the challenge.
It's interesting because I don't want to overheat it and unscrew.
Got to think about which way you're turning it.
Right.
Interesting.
Is it seriously untwirling?
Well, if I was
Good.
turning the opposite way, it would. And it was getting pretty soft.
It's a beautiful metallic blue glass here, and it's not metallic yet. It could be a really nice candle holder too. That's a really cool shape.
Looks like a tulip right now.
It does. And so
Totally.
I wanted to say, let's go over the tables after this. When we say shot glass, I have a couple prototypes of like flowers that could go in the glass.
All right, I'll
So
take
just
a
because it's a small glass,
reduction.
you could use it many ways.
Are you going to want the forks to put this one away?
My mom actually
Probably.
took one
Or
of
the
my
granny
shot
grabbers.
glasses and uses it as a bud vase.
Because right now, what is it? Flowers, lily of the valley.
Mm-hmm.
Like a shot glass is the perfect size. And they're super fragrant, so bringing them indoors is really nice. All right, this piece is members only. We got 3 new members this week. Lizzie sent you an email. You should have a direct link to the page when this gets listed.
It's a tender one. Yes, beautiful break. Gonna torch the bottom of that just to get the sharp edge out of there. And then Tabea's got the forks ready to go to grab this. We're going into box number 3.
I am going to stamp the bottom. That's
Oh,
where we
yes.
put the GA stamp on these tender guys. All set, Tabea.
So Tabea's got the fancy dance. Now she gets to run across the shop.
Nice grab.
I got the door for you. Woo-wee. Nice hand. All right. She had the delicate touch going on there.
Very
that was a
good.
tasty one. It looked cool. And that is your Pecurious Loyalty League special shot glass there. You can shoot whatever you want out of that. I recommend wheatgrass, guys, because that is pretty darn tasty, and it definitely does electrify your brain differently than
Grab that cooler.
than
Nope.
something else.
The cooler.
A little nervous about dropping the first piece, putting away on
And
the
you
live
can
show.
pass those out. Let
Well
everyone
done.
pick one.
So we got a ginger super shot.
Whoa.
We've got a gut check. Sounds like Jake's getting this one. Apple cider vinegar with probiotics and a little bit of phenomena. We got an elderberry zinc. We've got a brain and immunity. And we've got a decaffeinated brain juice.
Wow.
So aren't they fun? Like for
They are
like
fun.
little shots. Those are like
Yeah.
health shots that you can get. Those were Whole Foods, but they sell them everywhere now. And this could be your super vitamin glass at home. You pour it in and drink out of here.
Carrie, oh, that's lovely. Thank you. I'm gonna mute your mic.
My name is Chris.
Stop.
Don't worry, his mic is muted now. Carrie says, who started using their shot glasses as a Q-tip holder because of Jake? Raise your hand.
I use mine that way.
Who started using their shot glass?
As a Q-tip holder, Carrie says.
Oh. Wasn't because of me. That was because of Michelle. Great idea. I do it at home now, too.
Yeah. Look
And
at
I like
this
to
one.
rotate them out, too, to keep it fresh.
Number 2 could hold Lily of the Valleys in there stunningly, and it's got blue and purple with that white Lily of the Valley. That would be so lovely.
Very cute.
Or here's my fancy peonies, like in here. Don't
Look
be
at
laughing.
those.
Like at one peonies in there on your table. So I'm encouraging y'all to think outside of the box. When we say shot glass, it's not all about alcohol.
We could all take a quick wager on the first number to get sold tonight. It goes live at 6:30, and
Number
I
2.
project that number 5 is going to sell first.
Number 2.
Number 12.
Yeah,
Number
12 is
12?
where I was going.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
All right, we're gonna
I
get it
gotta
started
always
up.
just go for number 2 because of the
I think Mom said number 2.
You already did? What, you weren't allowed one pick each?
Tabea, could I get a quick como gather, like a gather about the size of 2 grapes of blue
anyone
chrome?
Can you guys tell that Chris had Red Bull today?
You want that over clear? Or
I did. I
recycle?
handed him out. Passed the whole thing around.
Recycle's good. All right, I'm starting with some clear glass. This is gonna be a shot mug.
You're unmuted. Don't worry. I just muted you while you were styrofoam scratching.
I'm here. I'm
That's
watching
a
you.
good music.
So I'm going into the
move,
pink, and
man.
this
I
is
could've
our
been rapping like you
patented
guys would have never seen before.
This mine's
quick
off.
como color pattern.
So,
take
describe
one with you.
calmo because it's a short name.
Does it have anything to do with being calm?
It does, in fact, because I really do find myself in a very calm mental state when I do this color pattern.
Really?
It's something brand new we came up with last year, and I think that the beautiful, solid, striking line of color, 50% down the body of this mini mug, really does bring calm energy to the brain.
To the user of the unit or the person who's making the unit?
Both, in fact.
And would you go out on a limb and say that you're making a unit?
That's a really good question.
Yeah, Jake, come on.
I'll have to get back to you on that one.
What'd you
All right,
go with?
well, everyone's waiting to hear it from Jake right here, folks.
This will be a unit, and you guys can decide
Was that one good?
on the show, in the comments, what you think at the end of this piece.
this is
Wait till
really
you guys
good.
see this come together. I just blew a bubble into it just now.
Zibabala.
So now it's a hollow bubble with transparent pink, a very expensive, very sought after
I'm moving in on it.
color. There it is.
Stop moving it. I see.
There it is. Now we're going to go for it. Tabea's got a nice gather here.
So you're going to take the swirled up glass and you're going to drip it over the end and fold it right onto the piece?
That's right. So it's like,
in a calm manner?
yep, nice and calm.
Because it's the in calmo?
The quick calmo.
Yeah, the quick calmo.
Yes.
Can you really do things quick and be calm at the same time, Jake?
It's not actually a quick process, but the typical way that you'd make this color pattern and have a perfect line like this involves connecting two bubbles to each other in the perfect manner with the perfect heat and the steadiest of hands. But when you go into the quick calmo technique, you're able to do what we just did there. Start with a bubble, drop some extra hot new color on the bottom, and have a beautiful even line there, and have it done in half the time, if not a third of the time, hence the name quick calmo. See that?
This is a little bit of an experience about mini mugs, right?
That's right.
And my question for you and everybody out there is, what signifies a mini mug? Because I know people who have like a 7-ounce mug, you know, because, and it's small,
Right.
but is it a mini, or is a mini mug like 1 ounce to 4 ounces?
Well, if that's the two ranges, 1 to 4 and then 4 to 10,
5 to 10.
5 to 10, let's let the people vote on it. Bess, could you gather those comments as
I
they
sure
decide
can.
what a real mini mug is?
When I was a kid, I had this little plastic mug that hung on a cord from Oktoberfest
Some air
Festival.
on this one?
Was it a boot?
No, it was like a beer mug. So people were doing shots out of it. When I was a little kid, it was like my high tea drinking vessel.
Nice.
I wore it around my neck. It was blue, it was plastic, and it looked like a mug, like
Hello?
a beer mug.
Kind of like the little Kindle Fest one that they give
No,
away.
it was plastic.
But it was even
Stop.
smaller?
It was smaller. It was small, like a shot glass.
Danielle says that she actually uses her shot glasses when she's cooking, like if she needs a little bit of liquid to deglaze a pan or things like that.
That's a great
good
idea.
Yeah.
Amazing idea. You can't
know-
just casually pour some vinegar in from a giant bottle that's like as wide as your hand. You might.
And Jane had
Overdo
salt
it.
in hers with a little spoon.
Oh yeah, that's a
That's
good
a
one
good idea
too.
too.
I also want to
Well,
mention
like-
Danielle is here from Berlin, Germany.
Well, hello, welcome.
Berlin. Well, now
Good.
we're talking Das Boot.
We'll do a cabbage and squash here, but you guys see that beautiful line that I'm talking about? Nice and crisp, 50-50. It's almost looking like some sort of pill right now.
In most breweries, a tasting glass is a 4-ounce pour, and you can usually get like four tastes on a wooden paddle that equals 16 ounces, which is a pint, and you can get 4 different beers to try those beers. It would be pretty darn sweet if we had 4 mini mugs on a paddle that we gave out for people to taste.
Would it be a pre-loved paddle here that we've used for glass blowing?
It would be amazing if it was,
Can I get a squish?
so that people would just get that charcoal all over themselves.
Squish hard.
Charcoal's really good for you. It's a cleansing property. You can have 2 tablespoons of charcoal. That's what you do. That's how it's made.
You just take a little nibble off
Make
of
that
this.
noise.
I've heard of charcoal toothpaste.
yeah,
Yes,
which
I
I
have as well.
love.
I just saw charcoal soap. Sandalwood and charcoal
Put a
soap.
foot
Yeah,
on it.
that's the one we had at home
Pink.
was the charcoal
And
one.
I would hope that the
Of the
charcoal
same size as the
soap
last gather.
would have like a bunch of like barnacle type chunks of charcoal inside of it, so that when you were using it to scrub yourself, it would like scratch you as well too, so it felt real good, like you were getting like the back scratch action.
Here's the camera over here, Dad.
And back to the glass blowing.
Carol and Heidi both said 1 to 4 ounces for a mini.
Yeah. Yep. I think that sounds about right. We're going to go for a foot on this right now. It's going to be out of pink. It's going to be a really new, cool style of foot as well. Could even be almost kind of like a barnacle looking foot.
Is that metallic blue? Is that the chrome blue?
Yes.
This is going to be fancy, fancy. And the bucket of water that I keep dancing around, what is it
I think
for?
that one coat will be good.
Okay.
That's for a special technique that we do here at the Glass Academy as well that we'll get into a little later in the show.
All right, I'm just going to move it aside until that happens.
I'm going to
Imagine
swap
if
sides with you
if you were
here.
just walking and your foot went right in that bucket.
It could happen.
That would be horrible.
High stepping it.
Ready?
I'm ready. You see, Tabea's able to bring this glass pretty darn hot. It's taken a couple months for her to get to the point where she's dropping really nice feet. We've been doing, we were actually working on the gin and tonic glasses together for a while. I'm good on a paddle. That could be right into the punny.
I think, Roland, you got to drop some feet on the screen when we say that, too. Bunch of feet graphics falling all over the screen.
Yeah.
Tammy says a mini mug should be 2 ounces because a mini little shot bottle of alcohol is 1.7 ounces.
Oh, that's a good point. Very
Anybody
good point.
anybody want to take a guess at how many snips Jake just snipped down the bottom of that foot? Because I can tell you, I just counted them.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And I can tell you if you're right or not. But
Chris
take a
is
guess.
locked in today.
I'll take a paddle.
Did you have espresso?
Nope, no espresso today.
Just Red Bull.
Yeah, I know. Red Bull.
I couldn't wait for the machine to heat up.
Angel from Argentina says he loves Jake's foot situation here, sandals and socks.
I love it when people appreciate my
I
foot
know.
situation. Gentle.
What are you going to do? The weather here, 1 minute it's warm, the next it's not.
Sean says 17. Icarus says 23. I'm waiting for more guesses to come in for you.
Who said 17?
Sean.
Sean.
Did he
Bada
count it?
bing, baby.
Wow.
Wow.
17 is the magic number.
All
You know
right.
what they say about 17?
Yeah.
No
No?
idea.
You don't know?
What do they
Well,
say about
not
17?
going to tell you about it right now. We're going to let you think about it for a little bit.
Give me 1 sec, Tabea. Just 2 seconds. I'm going to bend this out a little bit. All right, let's do it. It's kind of a cool shape there. Going for the old flip around.
I think the website is going to be live shortly.
The website actually just became live, right as you said that.
You know, it's like with this instinct. Something should be happening about now.
And
It's weird.
we already have 1 shot glass sold. And any guesses on what number it
I did.
was?
Number 5.
It's 12.
Damn.
Me and Tabea got that one.
Oh, the one on the right?
Best
Yep.
great
Yeah.
minds think
That
alike.
spaghetti one.
I do love the spaghetti one.
I
That's
love
beautiful
it.
With copper ruby, I think.
I had some friends come in this Sunday for live glass blowing, and they just loved watching us
you
do
like
a
a lip wrap
spaghetti
at all?
mug over here.
Because it's such an interesting technique.
It is. I love a good spaghetti technique.
We made some pretty cool mugs this past Sunday for live glass blowing. We've got a mug show lined up 2 weeks from now because we've
No.
got some incredible.
Next week. 2 weeks, it's a creature show.
Right.
June 3rd, next week, is mugs. We pushed back the creature show. This is a great segue into that because we wanted more creatures. We had enough of some varieties and not enough of others. They need to be photographed, then named, and put on the website. It takes a hot minute. So not to stress the staff out, to give everyone some time, and to allow you guys to have more options, we pushed back the creature show to June 10th. If you are a Loyalty League member, your special surprise will be good for that day.
There used to be a show on TV called The Creature Feature. And it was called The Creature Show, and they called it The Creature Feature. It's kind of interesting.
Well, the creature features June 10th, and then June 3rd, which Jake is talking about, is going to be the mug show. We had a special guest, Big George. What was his name? Ben George?
Big
That-
George from Omaha?
No, who's the guy that we just bought all the tools and color from?
Donald.
Donald. What did
Donald,
I
the
get?
Sausage King of Chicago.
I'm
Donald.
going to put a really small lip
George.
wrap on here on this video.
Anyways, next week, George
I got used to doing trails for bosom chillers.
Yeah.
I'm going
that
to get
was
rid of
exactly
the weapon
that.
over here.
gave us an opportunity to purchase some color he no longer needed, and so we're going to do a feature show next week using bar color from George. We
I
sent
think
him a
his name
thank
was
you.
Donald.
Donald.
Maybe Donald's middle name is George. You never know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Donna sent him a thank you card today in the mail and told him to watch the show. So hopefully he's not watching right now, and he'll never know.
Anyway, we got a
George.
beautiful lip wrap matching the blue on the bottom here on there, Tabea. Really gentle. Thank you. That's beautiful. And now we're going to go for a handle, and I see Chris walking over to the pipe area. That's my cue to know that he wants to be the one to bring over the handle. So let's do it. And why don't we do an optic twisted blue one? So we usually do these for mugs. We do them solid because there's really just no space to be blowing paper thin, tiny little bubbles.
Well, and you also don't need it for the weight. The
Oh,
tiny
but he's
little
got a
handles
blowpipe.
aren't gonna knock it over.
So we're gonna see what happens here.
I do want to
Well-
say, oops,
Yep.
sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I was just going to say that the Loyalty League members only piece is available now.
Ah, yes. That's super. What would you call that piece? What did you call it? Did you write down the name on there?
I wrote down a blue chrome shot goblet.
Shot goblet. I like it.
Ooh, I do too.
So meanwhile, I'm just keeping this piece at a nice equal temperature around like between 1,000 and 1,300 degrees is right in the sweet spot. Because Chris has taken his time here to make this piece happen. We didn't know the plan, and so there's some overlap where I've got to make sure this piece doesn't drop below 1,000 and crack and fall off the pipe. If I overheat it though, we'll go for this next move here and I'll squish a little hole right in the side, or the whole thing will slump over because I'm only going to be working on one side for the handle. So it's really important temperature control. It's kind of what glass blowing is all about. And here goes the optic twister. Twisting. Beautiful. Use gravity. I'm going to let it fall down. Let it connect. Squish it.
This is the ear handle.
Work it.
Done while it's hot. The color is really representative of the heat. That orange in there is showing you the hottest part.
And how about like a pink little thumb saddle? Just nice and small. But also hot. The trick with working with mini stuff is that if you do go too small and you're not moving efficiently,
What is that?
I was clearing my throat.
Can you use the second half of the thumb bit for...
The stamp?
This is correct.
Yes. Oh yeah, look at that. That's the perfect size, and she's got the glass. She's got about 65% of the glass off of the end of the pipe, because when you're working on a small scale like this, having just a very little bit of glass, that metal wants to pull a lot of heat out of the glass. So if you go for a tiny little gather and a lot of it, the majority of it is actually on the pipe, you're going to lose all that core heat, and it's going to be a stiff little nub.
Can you tell us why you were wiggling weird like that?
Had to just get it out of the system.
Not you.
Oh.
What you were doing with the glass.
I was recentering it because it wasn't off-center as an entire piece. It was off-center at the connection at the very bottom from the single few moments of time that we spent putting the handle on just one side of the piece.
Now, a question for you, Jake.
Yeah.
If you make a normal size mug and the thumb orb is that size, is that because if somebody's using that who is a normal size person, they need the same size thumb orb on there as a big one? Or what if a child who was like 2 years old went to use that and tried to put his little tiny thumb on there? What would happen?
Do you guys see what we have to put up with?
You want to use this as a stamp bit?
I would love to. Let's do
You
it.
guys, I'm just asking some of the common things that you need to know about ergonomics in mugs.
It is important, proportion and ergonomics and thumb capability. But I don't have an answer for that one right now, unfortunately.
In my mind, this is bigger than a mini mug. This is like a medium mug.
Yeah, this is like a
big.
medium. But
Yeah.
I mean, this is like, it's kind of nice, you know?
You know what this would be good for? Would be mead or ice wine.
Port. A
Ice
nice
wine
port.
I had for the first time in Wisconsin 2 weeks ago.
And how'd you like it?
I loved it.
Yeah, I like ice wine
That
too.
was crazy.
What
Reduction?
about a really nice scoop of Carl's mixed nuts?
You could do that.
I kind of think
Sarah's
I take a
face.
scoop of vanilla ice cream with a double shot whammy of espresso.
Oh boy.
So you got a affogato cup.
Needs to be wider.
So
you
the
can get your
options
spoon in
are
there.
endless, folks, and this one's going to be for sale to the general public on the website as soon as we iridize. Look at that, it was already going. Nice work, Tabea.
Tabea's on it. She knows
She
what's
always
up.
is on it.
She's
She
trying to
knows.
keep us on the right track.
She's like,
Yeah, right?
let's go, it's
Let's
time.
move this show along.
But look at that, pink and metallic blue. And now we're going to knock this off of the pipe, get it into the box at 1,000 degrees, and make it available to the people.
The people.
Someone said, what happens if we give Chris another Red Bull?
Danger.
Not pretty.
Quiet on set for the dismount. Oh yeah.
Roland, that was for you.
Thank you, Tabea.
Look at it, looks like a daisy.
I love that foot. It's really cool. You can hit that a little harder.
That could be the AKA daisy foot.
Oh. Thank you.
Yeah. I'd love to. I don't want to get rolling. He's not here today, but I will sketch out my mug.
All right, off to the annealing oven. Again, always on the other side of the shop.
Thank you.
Shot glasses are going at a decent
got
pace,
some
so
good
if you're
snails
interested
in
in
there.
one, grab it.
All right, on to the next piece, folks. It is a really beautiful thing, like we saw on last week's show, to have smaller items made on the show, because we're about 45 minutes into the show. We've already completed 2 pieces, and we're probably going to get 3 or 4 more done. So it's going to be a nice variety of color, technique, and design.
Hold on a second here, folks. I do want to propose something. Now that we're on to my little mini mug, then you're going to do one after me.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to see how many blinger items we can add on to a mini mug. So it's going to be the pimpest mini mug competition.
Well, I already know what I'm doing, so you go ahead.
All right, I'm going to draw mine up right now.
I know
All
exactly
right.
what's going to go
Jake,
down.
do you want to talk about these at all?
I would love to talk about those.
Here's my beautiful cup. Thank you, thank you.
That's like a good ice cream sundae cup.
Yeah, it is.
The Glass Olympics, ladies and gentlemen. This was the deciding competition, because before we went for this challenge, you remember what the numbers were?
I do.
What
So
the leaderboard was at when we left the show?
Before we got totals of first, second, and third here, but including People's Choice.
That's right. You guys voted on that.
Chris had 4 points.
Chris had 4.
Jake had 5.
I had 5.
Matt had 6.
So Matt left in the lead after 2 challenges and including the People's Choice Award for all 3 events. And what we had to do was wait till these items cooled down overnight so we could measure them per their ounceage and see who made the largest. Now, it's not the most cup-shaped, most beautiful shaped cup. It was the largest twist cup, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, I did hear some murmuring around the studio all week.
Yeah, and I think it's just people that are upset, but what did they say?
What constitutes it being the largest cup before it turns into a bowl or a vase?
Or a trash can.
There is
Or
no,
a trash
it's the
can.
exact same process that we did, and the reality is to be penalized because your cup was too big that it didn't seem like a cup anymore is some sore loser mojo.
See, in my
Thank
mind,
you very much.
in my mind, a cup is you could still pick it up with one hand.
What? Look.
I believe that was 2 hands.
Oy.
All right, so anyway, now that you guys all know how I feel about that, here's Michelle's.
It's so cute. I love
0.4
it.
pounds. That's 180 grams. Thank you, Oliver, for the conversion. 20 ounces or 0.6 liters.
So
20
20 ounces is what
Michelle
I'm going
came in with 20
there.
ounces.
All
Coming into
right.
Matt's.
Matt.
32 ounces.
Buddy had it rocking. He was like, I blew Michelle out of the water.
It's a beautiful cup, beautiful twist.
I know.
I was impressed.
Super nice.
Chris came in at a rockin' 80 ounces.
That's
Twice
like
as
two
big.
40 ounces. That's hilarious.
And this thing's light and it's paper thin.
We should get 240
That's
ounces next to
double what my cup here holds.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to do that.
That
That's
is
funny.
cereal.
Get a couple OE 800s, man. Let's go.
I don't know what that means.
Old English.
Oh, yeah.
Malt liquor.
Here's our winner, folks.
And he even has to have the pinky holder underneath it.
Now, Jake, I want to see that full of liquid and you picking it up one hand.
All right.
This is true.
109 ounces. And so after that competition with first, second, and third place gaining points, what was the final winner of the Olympics, Bess? Give it to us straight.
Our final total here is in third place was Chris with 6 points. In second place was Matt with 7 points. And highly disputed in first place was Jacob with 8 points.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Highly disputed.
Thank you very much.
Still highly disputed.
There's my name, number 319. Jacob has made his name onto the trophy once again, and it feels good, folks. Matt, I know you're coming for second place here in the soon future, but for now,
We might want to think about getting the podium, the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Getting the what?
A podium. So that was an amazing, super fun challenge. If you guys liked that, let us know in the comments because we may or may not do it again. We're always learning, experimenting, and trying new things. But if you like that, let us know, and we'll think about doing some more of that in the future. I see that about half of our virtual gallery is gone and sold. If you guys were looking at some of those shot glasses, shot mugs, shot vases, and you were curious about them, number 9 with the basket weave is incredible. Still available up there.
We'll do
Check it out on
another
the website.
round.
And I did just
So did you
drop
show
the
'em the
link
drawing?
to the table in the comments
Shell?
again.
What was that?
Showing the drawing. I'm going into an optical mold to get that texture, and I'm dusting the cracks, folks.
Oliver says Tabea is on the ball today.
Yes, she is.
Thanks,
What-
Oliver.
The other thing you guys don't see is behind the scenes, we're like, Tabea, do this, move this. There's always like things that need to be moved and then adjusted during the show, and Tabea is on it.
Oh yeah, and it does take, I think, one of the coolest things about being a glass blower, perhaps one of the most challenging things, or as a gaffer or the rest of the team's most appreciated thing is someone who has a sense of thinking into the future and expecting the next moves, expecting the plan and the process, and learning through repetition what the next moves are. And Tabea and Matt talk about it all the time, how they like to work with their headphones in, usually on Tuesday mornings. And a lot of times they don't even need to necessarily talk to each other. They get in such a rhythm,
Harder.
and just changing colors on each of the pieces they're making, they're able to communicate through telepathy. Or is that a fish?
No, that's
Good.
You were correct the
Tilapia?
first time.
One more time.
Telepathy?
Good.
Okay, so the piece that Jake just took the lead on here is
The
up for
last one
sale.
that went in the box?
Yeah, the last one that went in the box is
Yeah.
up for sale. I want to preface this by saying that I did not name this piece. This is the
Who
piece
named it?
that Jake named.
And what did I name it?
It's the blue and pink Super Carl's Nuts mug.
Yep, that's it, folks.
The what?
Blue
You're gonna
and
make me say
pink
it again?
Super Carl's Nuts mug.
Because-
And that's a local nut
Yeah.
brand, mixed brand. It's
Which
something
we
that
get.
we usually have for the employees in the break room.
Like little nut packages with seeds and
Yeah.
chocolates.
It's
and
amazing. And if you wanted to use your mug to hold
Maybe
those nuts,
a sponsorship, we need to reach out.
absolutely, Carl.
So all these empty little shot glasses, you guys, I'm reaching out to these
Cap it.
companies. So do not throw them away. We're going to get some brand
Hello?
sponsorship on the show.
Good.
Jeff
to you guys.
just
All right,
sent
I'll
us
take a black one, black
a-
foot on here.
super comment
Jeff,
on
my
YouTube.
man.
It says, for a second Red Bull, chug it, Chris.
Oh,
What happened?
Jeff sent us a $5 super comment on YouTube for a second Red Bull.
He
Nice.
said he's buying you a Red Bull.
All right, well, I'm thirsty.
Robin says, I can't believe number 7 is still up there. I thought that was going to go pretty early, too.
Agreed. The beautiful optic twist handle and the basket weave.
Linda says, I'd like to see some stringers used on a shot glass for
Oh.
confetti glass shards.
Linda,
We
that's a
could
great
arrange
idea.
that
If I'd
tonight.
already have my
Color
next
black,
one
real
planned
good,
out.
and
well,
Go
don't
right
those
in
look
and
like
heat it up.
stringers right there?
But they're not.
How did she know that?
I don't
She
know.
doesn't. I just told her.
I know, but like that's what your image looks like even before I panned on it.
I will mention that these shot mugs are an incredible gift for someone. You know, if it's a birthday, something that's unique, something they've never seen before, something that'll blow their mind, consider that.
You want to paddle?
Not yet.
You guys are never going to see
Battle?
anything like that.
Push hard.
So you guys actually had a sneak peek at our giveaway question last week for this week.
Nice.
Our giveaway question this week.
Oh, yes, perfect.
That's a cool
Hello.
foot.
is we're renaming our Design Your Own Drinkware class. What should we name it? So you're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com, and you'll be entered to win whatever we make at the end of the show.
Yep, final piece of the show.
Last week's giveaway is this cool, sweet, tasty ornament, one of a kind, unique, original, super badass.
Donna named it the Double Bubble.
Double bubble.
I think she did say the
Did
A
Michelle
word.
just swear on live show?
It just casually came out.
Slipped right out.
It's not censored.
The bus could come
That's the
screeching
problem.
around the corner at any minute.
As a reminder, the Loyalty League piece is still available to Loyalty League only.
Oh, yes.
Just kidding, that just sold
Oh,
as I
Oh,
refreshed
that's
my
hilarious.
page. But Carl's Nuts mug is still available.
beautiful.
Carl, are you out
So-
there?
Do we have the list of names of our new Loyalty League
Coast,
members?
please.
Yeah, so we got 3 new Loyalty League members.
Yes.
That would be Jamie,
Jamie, my man.
who's always on YouTube commenting. I'm sure you guys, if you watch on YouTube, have seen Jamie before.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Marianne,
Yes, Marianne, welcome.
and I know that
Super
she's
cool.
around tonight.
She's been around.
And then we have Lynette.
Lynette, welcome. And you're going to have your names. I don't know if we've updated the graphic yet,
We have not.
but we do at the end of every show give a special shout out to all of our members, both Star Supporter and Loyalty League. So we appreciate you guys for upgrading, supporting what we do. We hope you love every perk that comes with that. And the first perk you guys are going to receive is getting the Loyalty League gift, which has been, most of them have been sent out in the mail. It's a custom one-of-a-kind piece. And, you know, one of them one time a year changes, rotates. One of them is a collectible, repeatable item that we're going to make every year that is super cool. It's not something we sell here in the shop. It's only for the Loyalty League members. You also are going to get first pick at different products when we have specialty shows and releases of products. So that will directly be coming around 2 weeks from now when we do the creature show. And Loyalty League members are going to get first pick at those one and done creatures. We're going to put up about 56, I think we said, of them, something like that. And then the Star Supporters will get their first pick, and then the general public will get a pick at all those ridiculous handmade creatures with
And
consciences.
just about now, you're getting a little FOMO, being like, I need to join the Loyalty League. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Today
Last day.
is your lucky day. 'Cause
Closes at
today
midnight.
Yep.
is the last day. We do have a new Star Supporter member too, so thank you.
Shouts out.
We will get that graphic updated for next week. We didn't update it yet because Loyalty League is still open, but
Right.
have no fear, your names will get up there soon.
We had a sense that there'll be more new members signing up, so
So Chris has got the exact shape he drew. It's a very impressive thing always to draw that shape on the floor and then be able to make that out of glass in the next few moments. So what's the body of the color there too?
It's iris with black in the cracks.
Oh. Did you want a blown handle or a solid
Do
handle?
a solid.
All right.
If you're using that funky mold, you're going to have to change the shape of it when you come out.
The one on the right there?
Yeah, because it comes out pretty pointy, doesn't it?
That one's much better.
All right.
The other one's really
Marvin
pointy.
into a cylinder.
You got it. What color?
I'm going black.
Black and gold super combo.
Yeah, this is definitely the mini Game of Thrones, some type of a shot glass. I'm not sure exactly what you shoot in it, what Game of Thrones drink is. Does anyone know a Game of Thrones drink?
Dragon's milk.
Oh yeah,
I do know there was a Starbucks cup in a scene once.
That's true.
Starbucks.
There was.
Get
It was
left
an
outside.
accident.
Thrones. Yeah,
I'm
I think I
thinking
saw that.
Dragon's Blood.
Whoa.
Doesn't something crazy happen if you drink Dragon's Blood?
I mean,
Definitely.
Start growing a
probably.
tail out of your tailbone.
Probably.
Really weird.
That'd be really weird.
It would be
Is there
weird.
enough glass for you?
Yes.
Multiple people have said Jake never actually announced how many ounces his cup hold, just that he won.
109 ounces, folks.
He sure does. Sarah says he has that memorized.
I'm thinking we might not even twist it. We might even just leave it like that. Just get the heat up on the neck. Well, we can twist it. We'll see how it goes on.
I think it's going to twist real elegantly.
Sean says, congrats, Jake, on your win. The Olympics was a great idea for a show.
Woo!
Nice, nice. I want to give a shout out to
Chris.
Stephen D. Edwards for that. Glass Olympics started back at Haystack in 1991.
Stay.
Nice. Long,
Slippery one,
twisted,
folks.
slippery. Ooh, he flaps it down. Woo! The dragon tail curler. Look at the shape of that.
Whoa.
That's a really tough handle to put on, to keep the glass when it's dripping that hot, keep it on center, and then bring the tail down and connect it without letting too much of the handle touch up higher in the glass. To let it just connect at the very bottom so it's wide enough to fit your 2 fingers right
Putting
in
a
there
thumb
for
bit
your
on it.
shot mug.
We're going to do a gold runner going
Capabilities.
down if you want to grab me a gold runner, Tabea.
Okay.
Remember that flat?
Icarus says that they actually had a watch party in between their roommates.
Yes.
Nice.
And Icarus bet that Jake would win, so it feels good to win.
Let's go, Icarus. Shouts out. Love the confidence. We're up to 19 likes live on YouTube, folks. We've got over 50 people watching. If everybody over there can send us a like mid-show, then
Crank it up. Or,
it's
you
going to
know
be
what?
great.
Real hot.
Not everyone watches it live. So even if you're
No
watching
more. You have to speed up.
after
No
the
more
fact,
rings.
Okay.
you can still give us a thumbs up. It matters.
That's right.
This
People
is only
are
my
loving-
second one of these.
Just
So,
kind of go up when you're coming over. Go up with it straight in and come right over quickly.
okay.
Let's do it.
People are loving the black here. This is a special black
Straight
that
up.
we use. It's from a different distributor than we get the majority of our color from,
Stay.
but it has a ridiculous metallic property to it. It's a very soft color, and it often turns out to look like metal, like a metallic shining metal, and just a really satisfying color to work with. That changes over time. The more you work with it, it seems like the more metallic it gets.
I think all the favorite pieces I own have at least one bit of this black on
A
it.
little bit of that. It's cool people start collecting more work, and I'm sure a lot of you guys watching tonight know about that. When you find the stuff that you're really attracted to, whether it's a certain design element or a certain product in particular, but also, just like Tabea just said, a certain color that might just be the accent color for her, or whatever it is. Just like we all have our favorite things to do. I'm big on the basket weave. I love doing that color pattern. You see me do it all the time on the show. It's super symmetrical and angular. Chris loves doing these handles, and he's great at them.
Jeff says, I just purchased my first glass piece.
Let's go,
Hey,
Jeff. Was it one
welcome
of the
to the
mini mugs?
club.
It
Was
was
it shot
number
glass?
7.
Number 7? Oh, baby. Jeff, you're going to love that one, I promise you. The basket weave,
very
as
cool.
I was saying the word basket weave.
It's a nice one.
Super clean, perfectly symmetrical. It's got
Yeah,
the
will
blue
you
chrome
show
on
us
there.
again before you walk away?
Look at that thing blinging in the sun.
Yeah, that's a good
Lovely.
one.
Super tight.
Very nice, very nice.
Welcome to the GA Collectors crew, Jeff.
All right, how about a little GA stamp for this pup?
This is
You want an
looking
iris or
just like
clear?
his drawing.
Oh, let's go clear.
The final touch. Now these mini mugs, it could be argued that there's no room for the stamp on the side. You might want to put it on the bottom. It's completely up to the moment and looking at the shape of the glass and where you think the stamp might belong. On my previous one, I did put the stamp on the side. I thought it fit perfectly. Chris is going for the stamp here. The next one that we do, the one I've got drawn on the floor here, may or may not have that stamp on the side. I might put it on the bottom depending on how radical it gets. You did just see Chris just touch the glass there. That stringer pulled so thin that he was able to touch it and rip it off because, just cooled down. Oh, yeah.
Black?
Oh, yeah. All right, how about I'm going to just straighten it once, and we're going to go for it.
Got it.
So notice the reduction. That's not going to affect the black at all, but the trail going down the handle and the body of the mug have our iridescent gold in there. It's not quite as vibrant of a change as the blue chrome, where it goes from completely transparent to a literal mirror. But this gold does have a purple, blue, metallic property to it that'll kind of show up slightly depending on the way it was applied and how much color used and all that mojo. It's a beautiful piece.
That one right there is right out of the
Dungeons
Game of Thrones
Dragon.
action.
Going for the dismount. Looks like there's only one shot left for me to partake in, and it's going to be the decaffeinated brain juice.
Yeah, I had the caffeinated one, the person who needs it the least.
I'm going to chug it.
A little more on that, please. Generally, if we're going to torch them, we always want to make sure we get them torched enough that that thing disappears. Thank you.
What flavor was it?
Brain juice.
Uh-huh.
What does brain juice taste like?
It was kind of good. It's supposed to give me focus, clarity, memory, and mood.
Okay.
I love receiving mood. Nice piece, Dad.
Thank you.
Nice work, Tabea.
All right, Jake's going for a Crackle Barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
The old Renaissance Festival throwback, guys. It only gets thrown back until the next year.
That's right.
We're already thinking about that right now.
You better name your piece, Dad, and we'll be seeing what the name of mine's going to be after
Yep.
this. Now, the trick with the Crackle technique I found is that you can go with clear, you could go with recycle Crackle, but the Crackle looks the best when dunked in the water when there's no color added to the outside. So I'm actually going to encase the color. I'm going to take a tiny gather, load it up with a bright color, and then I'm going to gather over it in clear and blow it out, and then give it the Crackle action. Also, one thing I don't think that we mentioned, which is up for sale on the website tonight, I'm going with the Perps, is the 3 ornaments from last week's show. Did we mention that already?
Mention them. Are they like all in a set or individual?
Individual.
Here's one of them.
Glass Olympic ornaments.
This
Hey!
one's sold already. Well, that's what Michelle made, and it's gone. They get snatched up quick when she gets on the pipe.
She tied the glass into a pretzel knot. It's pretty impressive.
She does love pretzels. Here's the one that Jake made. Don't
That-
know if that's sold or not
That
yet.
is still available.
Teardrop twister.
Yep. And then here's the one that Matt made, the pickle special, which is totally falls into, if that lady who is watching from Germany knows the German pickle history, there you go.
And that
think
is
we-
still available as well.
Talked about it last week.
Michelle's getting the upward angle. This is the one that looks best in photos when you can really see her double chin, you know.
And when it makes it seem like you're
I'm trying to
11
get
feet
like
tall.
a nice
Yeah.
up close for the bucket.
Ah. I'm gonna shape this down. I got 3 layers of purple on here.
So my goal was not to be looking down in the bucket, which is more difficult, but the camera doesn't like being pointed down, so I'm going straight.
So I'm gonna go double dunk this 2 times the dunking action, put clear on the outside, puff it out, and then I'll come over and
So I'm-
submerge.
This is a mini
Away
mug, right? I
ahead
thought
of
that
the
was your
game.
last gather.
Nope.
Oh, so you're making a medium to jumbo mug.
You'll see.
We'll see, folks.
You'll see. Just because one double dunks doesn't mean they're making a jumbo item.
It's tough to make a double dunker regular size mug.
Watch it happen. It's happening in the moment. So firstly, I come right over to the Marver. I'm shaping up and manipulating that extra clear layer that was just added on there. I want this to be as even as possible. Meanwhile, I'm picking up as many small extra bonus flakes of color that I can find on the Marver to add extra color to the surface.
Do you really, I know I've seen you do it before where you actually flick it off the piece on the Marver on purpose.
Yeah, that's right.
Really nice. I did make a nice grouping of speckled robin eggs for a piece I'm working on.
That's not for
and
Aunt Amanda?
Nope.
because she literally asked me to do exactly those 3 eggs for her the other day.
Really?
And I walked in and thought that you came in and did it.
These are for a memorial wreath I'm making that has the 3 eggs that represent Heather Combs' sisters.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's
So
pretty
now
cool.
Now you're getting ready to go into the crackleitis?
Yes, I'm going to submerge this molten hot bubble in lukewarm shop water.
Is there a certain Merc level that works best on the Crackle technique? for
In
those
my
glass blowers
opinion,
out there?
the murkier the better.
So you're thinking about a Merc 8 maybe?
7+.
7 plus?
This is not ideal Merc water. This is actually pretty clean water, but you know, it's okay for the show. Maybe we weren't prepped enough.
So if it gets heated up by the glass, does that end up making it Merc tea instead of Merc water?
Ah,
Precisely.
Tabea's thinking.
Precisely.
Yeah, Merc T, or it may
Cannot-
be even Merc Key.
Could
Right?
be that one too. Now let me get in the bench.
You need to sit here?
Yeah.
Come on now.
Cassie has a question for Tabea.
All
Oh,
right,
boy.
let's hear it.
Hold on. All right, go ahead and answer, Tabea, but blow.
I hear it.
Good,
She kind of sounds like she has a lot to say.
I
So-
hate when you make me laugh as you ask for air.
It's tough. It's
And
tough.
the question is,
She says, what has been the hardest thing for you to master so far as a newbie?
Great question.
I only caught about half of that question.
So
Hardest thing to master
Master?
as a beginning glass
yeah.
person.
So far.
Probably being able to drop a foot, the temperature and size it needs to be evenly off the end of a pipe.
That's lifting the pipe over your head and getting the pipe at as high of an angle as possible.
And making sure it drips off the end instead of the side. And my height does not help that along at all.
Right.
And I can vouch for everybody out there. There's nothing worse than getting an egg-shaped oblong foot on
The
the
only
bottom of your
thing that
mug.
might be worse is going to pull some slug eyes out of the bubble and you got wax on the tweezers.
Oh, I don't know.
And you just dent its forehead.
That used to be just like when I was making the chicks. And if you had it on there and you'd be like, and just a
Ding.
huge dent right in there. It was the worst.
Horrible.
It would just ruin your day.
Totally. It's usually the first piece. It's the problem.
Yeah.
All right, just a little cabbage, Tabea.
Cabbage.
Thank you. All righty then.
Did you go perp again?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're a
I haven't
perp
used
guy?
perps yet tonight. That's good.
You haven't?
Pink and blue on the last one. So let's get a good look at this Crackle lizard skin texture as Tabea, you go for a foot.
Would you like a colored or a clear
Let's go
foot?
black. Recycle with black.
hold still.
Holding.
Zooming in.
That's real reptilian.
So is it supposed to represent a reptile or is it a barbarian mug with spikes on it?
Can it be both? What's the matter?
I'm not sure.
We got any other technical questions floating around in the chat at all, Bess?
So not really technical questions. People are excited to get their shot glasses.
Yeah.
You know we love
Um,
pictures once you get your product to show us how you use it.
As of right now, there are 4 shot glasses still available on the table.
Is Carl's mug still available?
Carl's mug is still available.
That's insane.
The dragon tail mug is still available.
Wow.
I
One and a
don't
half
know,
foot's
number
good.
6 is pretty tight. That thing's sweet, and that's a big boy too. That one right there is about a 3-ouncer.
About ready?
Yep.
Should- All right.
Get a shot of that, Michelle.
I will,
of,
1 second.
Jake's drop, and once he drops it, once the bass drops,
Whoop, whoop,
Tabea
whoop,
and Jake
whoop,
start
whoop.
dancing.
Speaking of which, who went to the Techno Festival this past weekend?
I did.
Miranda did.
Paddle.
Not
Yes,
me.
please.
I dreamt about it while I was sleeping. Look at this puppy though, and it looks.
I would
a
hate to
lot
have
better when
messed
it's
that
not
up
got
right after I
sunlight
said it was the
shining
hardest
through,
thing to
because
do.
It is a,
Yeah.
a beautiful amber.
Beautiful.
But when you get it with no light on it, the iridescence in that spring, and
Can I
watch,
use the
you
black
can
for a
almost
punty,
see
or do you
it
want a fresh?
doing when I set it down. Doing. But that's a good one. That's number 6, guys, and number 4 and number 11 are the same designs. And then we got the trusty upside down 8, which is optically twisted.
So we got a black foot on here. Tabea asked a very important question you guys might have heard through the microphone, that she was wondering if she could use the leftover black glass that was on the pipe, will become recycled glass in the future, to bring over the punty. And like I was speaking about on the last piece, this black being such a soft color, it was not in our best interest to use that black on black contact on the bottom here, because it would just peel off of itself and the piece would fall on the floor and get trampled by dragons.
That is the absolute worst feeling, when the glass peels off. There's nothing you can do. You can't grab it. You can't, like, your instinct is to grab it, but you just have to watch it fall
Black lipper?
off.
Does everybody remember when I did that spiraling stem on that first piece, and we were in like breakdown mode,
Yeah,
and
I remember.
and I peeled the bit right off the bottom of the blue chrome, and it just came right off.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like I had to cut it. I just pulled it, and it just came off.
Yeah, the
That
blue's
was the
just as
exact
soft.
same thing.
Big
I
time.
was a little scared when Tabea brought me the blue chrome
Punny?
punty and a blue chrome foot, but I was very, very nervous.
Sweet.
The Dragon's Tail mug has sold.
There it goes.
Oh boy, somebody's gonna be throwing it with that one.
Nobody appreciates Carl. I hope it's not the name of the mug that's actually
I think it is.
causing
I think
an
it's,
issue.
I think it's holding it up.
Well, but you don't have to. It's like when you adopt a cat.
Carl's nuts.
You know,
Just,
you don't have to keep its name.
I know.
At least the guy who gave us those, we got all that tasty glass from,
Donald George.
wasn't named Carl. If it was, it would be actually probably perfect.
I got a, what is it called? Like a tortie cat? Or
Yeah. God, we saw the coolest cat. It looked like a tiger.
It looked like a jaguar or something. It was really bizarre
ready?
looking. It wasn't a normal cat. I think it was like a margay or something.
Is this looking mini enough for you, Dad?
It's getting around
It's
there.
too late now.
It's getting around there.
Dean has 2 questions.
Bring it,
Shoot
Norman.
It's not Norman.
Oh.
Dean, right?
Dean, not
Dean.
Norman.
Dean or Gene?
Dean.
Gene?
Let's go, Dean. Let's hear
Dean
it.
with a D.
All right.
All right, Dean says, how do you know the temperature in the glory hole?
All right, I can
Color.
answer that.
Take it away.
That's why I wear flip flops. When you put your big toe in the glory hole, it burns. No, the glory hole is really
Really
cooking.
light?
We've got the burner and the air intake
That's good.
set just because of experience. That glory hole has been cooking for about 20 years plus, and we know how that the temperature in a
baby.
period of time, it never really gets above like 2,500 degrees. And it's gonna, right now, it's probably cooking
Black.
at around 2,500.
That diameter.
Dean.
You
Probably
want cylinder?
It's a little bit hotter than the
Cylinder.
furnace,
Keep it
which
real
we've got
hot.
cooking at
One
around
marker.
2,100. If we were cooking the molten glass in the furnace at 2,500 degrees, we wouldn't be able to even gather the molten glass out. It would be literally like water. So 2,500 is plenty over here in the glory hole. Just enough temperature to get that thing hot for us.
Second question of Dean.
Yeah.
How do you know the temperature of a piece when you're working on it?
Ah.
Well, if Jake
Years
wanted
of
to show off,
experience.
it's personal, his hand, he's got a little parameter sewn into his finger.
We are not at the Renaissance where we can make up every answer.
Well, everyone always asks us, how do you know the temperature? When you start blowing glass, literally when you start, and Tabea could verify this, you take your first gather and you're shaping the glass and you're looking at it and it explodes and
Is this
blows
the one?
off at the end of the pipe.
Got 1.5
And it
on
does
it.
that
That's
like
perfect.
10,
You shaped it
15,
yet?
20, 100 times until you know that you can't work the glass.
Beautiful. Straight up and
that slowly. You need to work it
Just
quicker.
go right to the hole, heat it back
and
up.
if you gather the glass and you try to work the glass too hot, you learn your liquidy boundary the same way where you lose the glass because it's so darn hot. So after blowing thousands of pieces of glass, a glass blower learns
way over so it
the
shuts
temperature of
back.
the glass just by looking at it, feeling how it's moving on
Okay.
the end of the punchy rod or the blowpipe, and the color of it as well. And that's why it's really difficult to blow glass outside in the sunlight, because the sunlight changes the color of the hot glass. So you can see how Jake's barbarian spikes are bright orange when he puts them on. Well, when you're out in the sunlight, you don't see any of that bright orange. It just looks like
Maybe two.
black, which is kind of a difficult thing. That's why we have a lot of fun blowing out at the Michigan Renaissance Festival, because we're blowing outside.
Did you gather up one more?
One more spiker.
Yeah.
And I will say, if you are local,
I'll get
one
one
of
more off
the
of this.
top 10 art fairs in Michigan is the Ann Arbor Art Fair, or top 10 in the nation is the Ann Arbor Art Fair. There's 3 fairs in one. Happens the 17th, 18th, 19th of July, and we're actually going to have our mobile unit there. So if you are Michigan
I
or
did
you
1.5
like attending
coats.
art fairs, this might be the year to come up and check it out. We'll be on stage throughout the festival, all 3 days demonstrating.
There was some really nice bits, Tabea.
Such talent, such skill. Now he's going to go around, but he's leaving
need one off
space for the handle. So
We
there's
can't even
one
make enough
bit.
of these barbarian mugs out at the Renaissance Festival for you guys.
They're out of control.
I mean, this one right here wouldn't even last for like an hour in the booth.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious. So we got to start busting these out. Tabea, no slacking. We need barbarian beer mugs.
Pronto.
I will get right on that.
If you guys come out to the Michigan
Blown
Renaissance
handle?
Festival, next to our booth is called the Mother Oak. She's 400 years old, and this year she's moving on.
Yep.
We can't say we're by the Mother Oak anymore unless they plant a new tree. We could be by Baby Oak.
They're going to leave it. I just talked to them today. They're going to leave it 15 feet high,
Oh, excellent.
and they're going to have somebody carve it, drag it out of it.
Does that mean we will have
Amazing.
And we're going to
less
make eyes for it.
acorn attacks?
Yes,
Great.
100%.
People were getting almost darn near knocked out by those.
I have been hit in the head by those
Nuts.
acorns.
And there's her baby trees are all around it, and they're
What's
not
that, purple?
super big yet.
And black. Fade.
What do you say?
Could just put an extra coat of black right on there. Or at least some more color. Chris took his artistic liberties on this one as he was bringing the handle over and chose the color combo. So whoever purchases this one and falls in love with the purple to black handle fade, you've got Chris to thank for that move.
That's right, folks. I just got to put a little bit of my mojo on there.
There goes the teardrop ornament. Only Matt's pickle withstands.
If you like Bloody Marys, I'm telling you, this pickle is the thing you want hanging on your kitchen window for the summer. It will remind you that Bloody Marys are the best thing ever.
You like Bloody Marys?
I hate them.
All right.
When I was a kid, my mom would buy V8, and it was like our health drink. I mean, I love veggie juices now, but that was like
I love V8.
my demise. I'd probably throw up if I drank one of those.
That's horrible.
I know. That's how violent it is.
Violent.
Violent. Sorry, V8, you will not sponsor our glass blowing show.
We've got a VA representative in the chat
I
right
know,
now.
right? All right, using the pipe, this one is brass. He's able to gently round that out so your hand will fit in just lovely. Handles are super important. I was drinking out of a coffee mug and it didn't have
All
like
right,
an
Tabea.
ergonomic handle that I liked.
Black runner.
And it's like
Yeah.
you don't think handles are that important until you try them on and then you're like, oh. So this handle is the ear handle, but we have blown handles, twisted handles, and we test them all out.
Why do we call this one the ear handle?
Because it looks like an ear.
That's not the ear handle. That's the regular old drop gravity handle. The ear handle is the one that is tankard style, which a little tankard one would be cool.
Low boy.
But I was just thinking about doing a shot chalice.
That sounds amazing too.
Yeah.
What was, oh, the spaghetti. Someone wanted to see the spaghetti.
Oh, I could do it. I was going to do a pineapple, but I could do a spaghetti.
You do a pineapple, I'd do the spaghetti for the giveaway.
$7.19.
Bong.
Let's do it.
2 more. The reason
Beautiful.
with the gathering point why we choose to do smaller items and not a 4-hour sculpture piece is that you guys will see a variety of techniques during the show, using a variety of tools that you may or may not. A variety.
Oh yeah, look
Well, I
at
hope we
that.
never try a 4-hour sculpture piece in a 2-hour show.
That would be tough.
Whoa. Whoa.
Camera would die.
You stamping the bottom of that one?
We shall stamp the bottom for sure.
Anybody notice how my shirt's different than everyone else's shirt?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
we
have
talked
noticed.
about that earlier.
Huh?
We talked about that earlier.
When the bus was coming for you, when you swore. She cussed. Can't believe you cussed on the show.
All right, this is a pretty cool piece. Pretty happy with this one. Little water on the bottom. Look at it in the sunlight. Purple and black. Reptilian texture.
I love it.
Barbarian defense spikes.
In case things get rowdy, your little toddler can go to town on the neighbor's kid.
What kind of comment was that?
Tabea's going in hot with the torch. The overhand steady of the hose under the
I know,
arm
look
technique.
at, she does. She's got the technique
Yep.
down.
I've only stamped 1 or 2 things on the bottom at this point.
Jeez.
The ultimate stamper. Oh yeah. Another beauty.
Nice.
Lovely,
The
lovely.
way it goes. We're on a roll right now.
I feel like the mini mugs all have very Renaissance festival themes
They
to
do
them.
have some Ren Fair mojo about them. Not sure why, but it's happening. Take it away, Dad, or do we got some housekeeping to handle?
Well, my mini mug's gonna come about pretty quick, so should I start it?
We could take it to the housekeeper zone.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm coming to housekeeping.
I want to give the world a heads up that the iPad is at 7%. So if we
What the
die
It was
off
plugged in.
stream, it's because for some reason the iPad died, and that's what we're streaming off of. So I'm just giving everybody a heads up if
There's
we go
no
black.
way we can juice it. It's got to stay plugged
Absolutely.
in.
So I'm just giving everybody a
Okay.
heads up now.
Well, there's no chance we can make 2 pieces in 7%'s time.
Well, you know what? Could we do
Speed
phone?
time.
We could stream
You
off
do
of a phone.
Facebook
We
and
just
I
it will
do-
sound different. So I'm giving everybody a heads up that if we go down, we may come back, but it might sound a little
you go
different.
live on Facebook and you just talk the show, and I'll do YouTube.
Okay. So
Isn't there some type of a thing that you set the iPad on
You got 7.
and it just
Go.
No.
does it?
Giveaway question for last week.
6%. We got one more piece. Just make the
Start
giveaway
it up.
piece and
Start
let's
it
do
up.
it. And let's end the show in a calm, collected manner. We don't need to get all kinds of rowdy and crazy. But we will get the housekeeping done.
We will.
Chris will make an
And
amazing
6%.
piece.
Let's
We
do
can
it.
get-
All right.
That'll be that.
Question for last week was, what is your favorite Olympic sport? Running, swimming, open ceremonies, etc. Or do you like team sports best? Our winner wins that double bubble ornament, which I think is on the cart over there right
So
now. Michelle's
cool.
going to grab. Some people, actually a lot of people said the gymnastics, swimming, figure skating was another fan favorite. Ice skating, which I guess falls under that, but could also involve speed skating. I know that
I
that
do
is
like
a
speed
category. Our winner said, I like the swimming and equestrian. That's pretty fun. I like the ones where they make the horses dance.
I do like equestrian.
you have
Sounds like a weird animal rights thing.
No. The horses are happy about it. I'll send you a video.
All right.
They
Okay,
are.
great.
They like to be pretty.
So congratulations to our winner.
Oh, baby.
Alexis.
Let's go.
If you are local, you're going to be able to come by and pick that up once you get an email from Donna. Or if you are not local, you can pay for shipping, have that sent out to you. Again, Donna's going to shoot you an email on Thursday. Keep an eye out for that, and you get this beautiful double bubble ornament.
And they are free, you guys. It does not cost anything to enter this contest
That's
at
pretty
all.
tight.
We give away free stuff.
I will mention Loyalty League. What are we calling that? Membership?
Yep.
Closes. I forgot the word. Closes tonight at midnight and will not open again until like the end of August, right around there. So I don't have official dates yet, but if you want to join it, now's your time by midnight tonight. So if you're watching this live, you got some time. If not, try to hop on that.
I'll remind you guys, the reason that we do that is so we can prep and we can do in a calm manner, send out the members' gifts and make sure everyone gets the love and attention that they deserve as a LL member.
Below.
Beth, if you have more housekeeping, you can keep going.
I don't know that I do have more housekeeping. We already talked about that the Creature Show is moving from next week to June 10th.
Can I take a Maurice?
So next week we're going to have some really fun mugs, and then June 10th we are doing our Creature Show, so stay tuned next week for more information about that. Our giveaway question, which is this the giveaway now?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've called an audible, just so you guys know. We're at 6% here. We're making the giveaway piece right now, but this is the giveaway for the week. So it says, we're renaming our Design Your Own Drinkware class. What should we call it? I know I kind of informally asked that question last week. We've decided to turn it into the giveaway this week. So you're going to send your answer to enews@glassacademy.com. Make sure you put your name and your answer in your email so we can say your name when you win.
And green all of that. And mix it up.
And then the thing
half
is,
and
even
half.
if you're not a Glass Academy regular, if you're, throw a name in. This is the name of a class, and we make drinkware. The customer designs the drinkware, the glass blowers make it. What should that be called? You design it. Think clever. We could put it in Chat GPT, but we know you guys are better.
Somebody said, how many ounces do we think that last Spike mug was?
4 to 5 ounces.
Okay.
Maybe 5 ounces. I want to say what up to Sharon, who was a little late, but she's here watching, and I want to answer Dave's technical question where he just asked,
please.
Did I see Jake use the yoke to center the piece on the punty? The yoke being what Tabea is using right now to hold the pipe in the hole. Look at that. And what we use in front of the glory hole for reheating the glass. And the answer is yes, and that's better than any other tool at the bench. Because I don't have to worry about it being cold.
Yep.
And right when we're breaking the piece off to flip it around, it's at the coldest point that it's at a beautiful breaking temperature. If you were to touch any of that piece with metal, take the cold tweezers or the jacks if they weren't hot, and touch it, it would break the piece right then and there. It would crack it. So by going up to the yoke, there's a lot of different yokes out there, but this one has a nice edge on it. And to just touch it once or twice and push the bottom right where that connection is to center the piece up while that punty's still a little bit hot and moving is a super great thing.
A little bit, gather it, bring it over to me, I'll shape it up, it flashes for me, and then I'll give it back to you and we'll drop it on the bottom.
A lot of congratulations for Alexis. A lot of love for that last piece, super
Jake,
cool.
Just to give you a heads up, I think when I get done making this, if there's 3% left, we should make another one for the giveaway.
Rapid. All right, let's see what the percentage is at.
Yep. All right, bring her, baby.
Dad, Jeff's wondering if this one's going to be a binky.
A binky?
Yeah.
Probably. Hey, bring that on over, would you? Set it right here and flash that.
As Jake named it, Lizard Skin Barbarian Shot Mug is now available.
Trade that and get that screaming hot.
That was a sweetie. What color's the body here? Emerald?
Emerald la.
Nice. Very good.
Nice and hot, sister. Now, just for bench blowing technique today, I want you to see where I put the mouthpiece of the blowpipe.
That's not nice.
Jeez.
I've watched you guys long enough. I know exactly where it is. Without looking.
I can tell you that I know that there's no more bench blowing coming, folks, so I really wouldn't give her the in between the toe special. That's just not cool.
It's not cool.
As a reminder, this is the giveaway piece.
That's right.
So this will not be for sale. You have to enter to win.
And we will keep going
You don't want to paddle or no?
Yep.
until the ship sinks.
We're
yeah,
at
depending
3%.
on how much percentage
Titanic.
paddle.
We've got 2% left, and we do want to be able to give a shout out to our members and close
Push
the
harder.
show in an appropriate manner and not just go dark on you all. So, I think it would be in everyone's best interest if we
At 1%.
closed in elegant fashion
As best as possible.
as best as
I'm
possible.
telling you, it's like the Titanic. Will be the
Bunty?
band playing in the background.
They're going for the flip around. He just made a beautiful solid foot. This is a chalice foot, and these are really great for a taller item like this. That looks ridiculous. Super nice because it's so heavy of a foot. It can be tall, it can be elegant and classy while also not having the opportunity for tipping over and falling off the table.
I do have the giveaway question up on the screen for you guys.
There's 2 shot glasses left on the virtual gallery for tonight, folks. And just like I kind of say every week, the virtual gallery is a hand-picked representation of something we try and keep new and fresh for you guys every week.
Paddle shake.
We don't have any shot glasses on the website for sale,
Because they're all one and dones.
especially if they're one and done.
Good.
It takes a lot of time and effort.
Okay.
Goes through multiple people's hands from the moment that
Yeah.
we decide what we're making on Tuesdays for 2 weeks ahead from now. And then it goes to the glass shop. We make the actual pieces. Then it goes to Miranda, who photographs all the pieces. Then it goes to Sarah, who uploads them all onto the website, prices them, and weighs them for shipping. Then it comes to you guys on the show. And then about 80% of these pieces are going to be shipped out. We know a lot of you guys, some people are out of the country. We don't ship out of the country at this moment. But a lot of people throughout the United States, we ship glass to weekly. And so we can't have that always available on the website, having all these one and done pieces photographed and being sold on the website. So we try and give you guys a good selection each week and hope that you take advantage of the opportunity. Number 6 and number 8 still available, as well as Matt's Emerald Green Pickle. So you see Chris centering it up there, and he was actually using the back of the jacks after that flip around, exactly opposite of what I just said a little earlier in this piece, but that's because it's such a thick bottom on there. There's another perk of making that beautiful shape. He wasn't worried about cracking it. The bottom had just been completed. He could use the back of the jacks, straighten it up a little bit, and now he looks like he's doing pretty good over there.
Next week, what shirt color are you guys wearing?
That's a random thing.
I know.
This
cracks
was
me
not
up.
coordinated.
Not coordinated.
I'd bet on burgundy, folks. Tonight, if there's an option at the casino.
Right. We all have like 35 shirts,
In 35 different colors.
and that's it. The 1, 2, number 6 and number 8 are sold, folks. That's a sold out virtual gallery
Sold out
Whoa,
table.
it's like a rock band.
Here
It's a
tonight.
sold out show.
with 1% left to go on the screen. Pretty
Dang.
cool. We appreciate you
Can
guys.
we
We
plug
love
into
doing
my
what we
computer
do.
if I open Switcher?
Been doing it for 20 years
No.
now. Been streaming for 5. This is show number 320, ladies and gentlemen.
The only thing
29 likes on Facebook.
How many likes do we have on YouTube?
29.
Did you refresh your page?
I did refresh the page. Facebook, if we are in a competition here, are you guys talking over there or? Okay. Facebook is blowing YouTube out of the water at 43 likes. Very interesting.
So
How
what
many
do you
people
do
are
your
watching on each?
29. There's more. There's almost twice as many on YouTube.
YouTube, come on.
Let's get it together here.
Do I have to go ring the
You
bell?
got a few minutes before we're off.
And if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel or shared the feed, you don't have to purchase anything from the virtual gallery show to support us in that way.
Yeah, we've got people from around the world watching the show. They
at
have
that.
never purchased from us. They're just joining the channel because it's fun.
I think making really baller shot glasses might be one of my favorite things to do.
Because they're kind of quick in technique.
They're a little slow, or they're a little quicker, yeah, but the technique's still as difficult. And you almost have to work with a little bit more efficiency and class and style because they're thinner and smaller and they cool down